Hi.
Alright, hello guys. If you are brand new to my channel, my name is Nikki, and this is my book nook. Today we are talking about A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair, which right off the bat, I just have to say, how beautiful is this book? The artwork, the title, the author's name even, Scarlett St. Clair, stunning. Everything about this book, the subject matter, along with the beautiful package, drew me in, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would give it a solid 4 out of 5, and I will totally get into why. I'm not gonna do any spoilers in this review because honestly, I feel like this is a super easy book to talk about generally without giving anything away. And as always, if I enjoy a book, I want you guys to go read it. So yeah, let's get into it. So A Touch of Darkness is essentially a modern retelling of the story of Persephone and Hades from Greek mythology. I am super into Greek mythology. I love all of that stuff. I've loved it for so long. Anything related to it, I'm about it, especially if you include a spicy little forbidden love story. Sign me up. Whenever I bought this book, literally all I knew was that it was a modern retelling of Persephone and Hades. And I don't think I realized like just how modern it was, as in Persephone is like literally a college student. It's kind of funny. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I really did. I thought the relationship between Persephone and Hades was interesting. I liked both of their characters. The storyline was pretty good, but like I have to tell you, the first 100 pages of this book were kind of like, I don't know, I wasn't quite sure how it was gonna go, just because, okay, like I said, Persephone is a college student in this. It's kind of funny because it includes aspects of Greek mythology, the places, the people, all of that, but it's set in like a modern urban setting. So places we know like Olympus and Athens is a real city, but like all these places you've heard of in Greek mythology are now like cities in this place, and the gods are in it, and they are gods, but they're also kind of like business moguls in this world. Like for example, Zeus, she talks about, owns like a huge advertising agency, and Hades is known for like owning a bunch of nightclubs, but they are still gods and they do still control those aspects of Earth, but they are also just like, I don't know, like gods in suits, like businessmen, like they are like the richest people in this land, this world, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, Persephone is a college student. I honestly would call this like, it's Greek mythology meets Wattpad. Literally, the first 50 to 100 pages of this were like the beginning of every Wattpad story I've ever read. Every fanfic especially. I mean, Persephone, again, no spoilers here because it's not that crazy. It's not that hard to like deduce. Like if you start the book, you're gonna know what I mean. I mean, it literally starts off with like Persephone in a coffee shop. We learn that she is a college student and she is really invested in her school and her studies and her career. Her mom has been super strict. Demeter, who is the goddess of the harvest, Persephone was born without being known to people, so she's kind of been kept hidden. She's the goddess of the spring, but Demeter's kept her hidden, so she's been very sheltered her whole life, and you know, now she's a college student and she wants to take her career very seriously because she's not like most girls. And you know, the story literally starts with her best friend meeting her in a coffee shop, trying to convince her to go to Hades Club. It's impossible to get into Hades Club, but her friend has a spot. Come on, Persephone, you have to go. And she's like, I start my internship tomorrow. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Of course her friend convinces her. Of course she goes to the club. Of course she sees a very attractive man from afar, who then she later ends up meeting in the club. And of course it ends up being Hades. Like that's like the beginning of the book. Which to me, yeah, like when I started, I was like, okay, this is like a little predictable. This is a little like, come on. I mean, it was good, the writing was good, but I was just like, I totally can already tell you what's gonna happen in this story. But after those first like 50 to 100 pages, like I said, it does get super interesting. Basically, in that meeting in the club, Persephone and Hades end up playing like a game of cards. She doesn't realize he is Hades. She loses, so she wakes up with a mark on her wrist and realizes that she has been put in a contract with Hades, which this is like a thing he does. Like people come to him and for help basically, and they will make a deal, and if that person cannot follow through on the deal, then Hades like owns their soul. So that's basically the thing now. She has to fulfill her contract to Hades in 6 months, or she is forever gonna be in the underworld with him. So obviously like things ensue. We know the story of Hades and Persephone. Obviously like things happen between them. Like I said, I thoroughly did enjoy this book. Like there are some very spicy scenes in it that were great. But if I had any like negative things to say, it would be that, I mean, it's a short book, but I wish that the burn in this was slower. I feel like it's very quick. I don't feel like I got enough time for tension to build up. I mean, it was still great. I still really enjoyed it, but I wish that there was like a longer period of like, you know, enemies before it's enemies to lovers, not just straight to freaking lovers. I feel like Persephone isn't angry enough at him for the whole contract situation. I wish they would have like held out a little longer. I mean, there's definitely like, there is that tension, there is that angst, it does happen, but I guess I wish there was a little bit more of it if I had a say in it. Also, some of the scenes in here were just very like, some of the sexier scenes were just kind of hard to keep up with. It was like, oh, okay, wham, bam, done. Like, it was interesting. Not like anything I've read before in that aspect. I was just like, oh, I don't think that's how that works, but okay, I'm just gonna go with it. And lastly, this isn't like a big deal because it doesn't like matter to the story, but I'm just real nitpicky about this. There's quite a few typos in this book, which I just think is crazy. I know that this author is an indie author, which I understand, but I just feel like when you get a book in Barnes & Noble, like it's literally on the front table of the YA section and it's like, has many typos. It's just kind of like wild to me. I'm like, did people not like, did you not have several people read this? Was there not an editor? Like, how did typos make it to print? Again, it doesn't affect the story. It's just a thing of mine that I don't, you know, it bothers me, but it doesn't affect the story, so don't let it discourage you. Literally, other than that, this book was very good. It was really interesting to see the way that she like incorporated Greek mythology with like a modern day kind of setting. It was interesting to see the gods in that kind of way. There's a couple characters in this book that like I hated, but I mean, you were supposed to hate them, but still it's frustrating when you're reading. You're just like, oh my gosh, literally just go away, I don't like you. But yeah, overall, like if you're into Greek mythology, if you like a spicy book, a spicy Wattpad fanfic, you'll love this book. It's a quick, easy read. I totally recommend it. I'm for sure going to read the sequel. It's called A Touch of Ruin. Not quite sure when, like probably in the next month or so. I have several things like in my queue to read right now, and this, I ordered it, but it's not like my #1 priority to immediately read. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, subscribe to my channel and a review on that will be coming in the next month or so. But yeah, that's it. Short little review today. A solid 4 out of 5 stars. Totally recommend A Touch of Darkness. Go ahead and pick it up. But yeah, that is it. If you guys read this book, tell me your thoughts, and I will see you very soon with another video.